This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is not America's sweetheart, Damian.
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy Jane.
This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit, Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
This is the Angry Red Woman, Azaelle, and you're listening Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and CastBox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., and it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the Angry Red Woman, Azaelle.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you so much.
Can you tell us what, when the Angry Red Woman will be seen red next event-wise?
Sure, absolutely. So, in April, I have a lot of bookings. I'm gonna be I'm mostly in Quebec, the Quebec area. So I'm gonna be in Saint-Michel de Bellechasse on April 4th, in Shawinigan for FCL on April 5th. As usual, an SPW with Red Kingdom on April 12th. Red Kingdom is coming back to Chicoutimi too on April 18th. I'm going to be at the Diamant for an SPW on April 19th. And then I have two other shows, which are a spot show on April 25, and I have Generation Next on April 26th. So, as usual, a pretty big month.
I was gonna say, it sounds very busy.
Yeah, actually, it's not that bad. March was even worse.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. What?
I said interesting.
Yeah, I had 11 bookings in March.
I mean, that's good. You know, a lot of pro wrestlers usually have maybe 2 to 3 bookings a month, and you're going 12 matches a month. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's not usual. It was really a special month. We had some of special occasions, but yeah, I'm really happy to be able to wrestle that much.
And where can we find you on social media and your merchandise?
My merch is not available online, sadly. It's just available on the shows where I am. But you can follow me on Instagram at red.women.azaelle. You can wrestle. Yeah, you can follow Red Kingdom too at red.kingdom.wrestling. You can follow us on Facebook too, so Red Kingdom and Azaelle, and you can follow me on TikTok too.
All right, and you don't have to go looking for it. All of the links to all her social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and CastBox. All right, let's get into it. You work for FCL and North Shore Pro Wrestling. Can you tell us about your relationship with those two companies?
Absolutely. FCL is where I started 10 years ago, so it's kind of my home. I trained there for a couple of months, maybe a year. I had like the 6 first months where I was just training, and then I started wrestling in front of the crowd. It was really not the same as it is right now. It's the promotion really did a hard work to get more crowd and better wrestlers. So it's really great right now. I'm actually the women's champion at the moment. So I'm really proud to be able to continue to work in, well, from where I come from. And for NSPW, I wrestle as a team. So we're called Red Kingdom. So it's Damian Wild and myself. We're an intergender tag team. And we're still working our business to the top.
And I mean, you mentioned it. You're the current FCL Women's Champion. This is actually your third reign as champion.
Exactly.
What did it kind of mean to you to capture that championship for the third time? I believe you're the only person to hold that championship 3 times as well.
Yeah, exactly. I was really proud because, like I said, Shawinigan is kind of my hometown. I did like all my high school was done there, and so I'm feeling like it's my home. So I'm really glad to be able to represent the FCL as the women's champion, just to like put it out there and um, like make the world see how great it is. So I'm really happy to be the person that has to do that.
Like I said, you're the first person to win that championship 3 times, and you're also the only person to win. You were the first person to win that title twice. What does that record kind of mean to you, knowing that you were the first person to hold it twice and 3 times?
I'm really proud. I don't think there's anything better than that. It's really empowering to be able to showcase that title wherever I go. So I'm just really proud to be the one who's the first of pretty much everything.
What are some of the differences you kind of see in yourself from your first reign as champion compared to your third reign?
Well, there's a lot of differences, mostly physical, physical ones, and even mental ones. Physical, well, I lost a lot of weight since that first reign, so I'm not the same wrestler I was. I'm more agile. I can work better. I move better. It's everything. I'm just a better wrestler overall. And mentally, I think I was able to gain confidence from that. So it's easier for me to just, I don't know, like be it's all kind of the proudness of everything. So I'm just I was proud at the beginning, but now that I am a better wrestler, I'm just even more proud of me, of holding the title, of just, like I said, being able to like showcase it everywhere.
Well, let's talk about another championship you won, and that was the Femme Fatales title.
Exactly.
You beat one Nicole Matthews, big name in pro wrestling. What was that experience and moment like?
It was really stressful. It was really hard for me because it was my biggest match in my career. Um, I was so nervous. It was really a special moment for me that night. It was kind of weird because there's a lot of people close to me that were supposed to be there, but I had problems or other engagements that they had to cancel their presence. So I really had to work on my own confidence, on building my own how can I say this? Being my own stone. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say,
Kind of
but like
your own support.
support, exactly. That's a better word. So really had to work on that. But in the end, eh, there's no words to express how proud I was, how grateful I was, and I still am. Um, how incredible it was. That night was just so much love. I I usually use Lufisto's word, something that she says in Sisters of Wrestling. She says, wrestling has been my longest relationship ever, a love-hate relationship. And it's true for me too. Like, I've been wrestling for 10 years. I've never been with anyone that long. And that night was so much on the love part of the relationship. It was just incredible.
Was that a moment you took in the moment, or is it something that kind of sets in afterwards? Like, wow, I did this.
A little bit of both. Um, on the same night, I had like so great comments from other wrestlers that were there, from friends, from family, from so much people. It was really great. But like the day after was even more incredible because people that weren't able to be there like just saw the results and everything, and like were writing to me, were talking to me like how was it and everything. So that I think like the same night and the day after that night.
All right. Now, you mentioned a one Lufisto. You actually competed in a four-way against her. What was that experience like competing against one of the all-time great independent wrestlers?
Honestly, that match was so long ago. I'm not the same person anymore. So it was great. That match was really cool, but I think it's like 5 or 6 years ago. So I'm so much another whole person right now that and she's a close friend, so I really love her. Um like I said, it was great. It was really great. I'm really happy I had the chance to do that. But if she ever steps back in the ring, I'd really love to have a one-on-one. That would be like the ultimate goal.
I was gonna say, I mean, all the time you were in, the same, area, and you've only had one fatal four-way match. I feel like a singles matches do, no?
But I'm not sure you're asking me why I haven't had a one-on-one against her?
I was saying, I feel like a match, yeah, a singles match should have happened.
Yeah. There was some times that she was in the States, so it was hard to wrestle against her in Quebec because she was basically in the States. And I don't know, it just never happened. Like I had my first match against Vanessa Craven a couple of months ago, but I had never wrestled her before. But I've been wrestling for 10 years. You like you're saying, like it should have happened way before that, but the opportunities were not the same as they are right now.
And you have
I'm not the same. Like I said, I'm not the same person. I'm not the same wrestler. So the the chances I get are different from back then.
And you have competed for Lufisto's company, Women's Wrestling Syndicate.
Rogue, yeah, the Rogue Rogue Women's Warrior, yeah.
What is that? What was that? What's that experience like? obviously an all-female roster.
You're talking about Women's Wrestling Syndicate in Montreal.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I had it mixed up in my head.
No,
So it was great. It's mostly like femme fatale. The difference for me is that all the refs are female. Uh, the only part of the crew that is male is the commentators. So I really liked having a whole backstage of women. The sorority is just completely out of this world. I really love having those girls by my side. They're so great. That company is great. I really love it, and I hope we're gonna have some other shows sooner or later because it was really fun.
All right. Now, can you tell us about the Red Kingdom and your tag team partner, Damian Wild?
Absolutely. So we are a tag team since August of 2024. It's kind of brand new still, but he's been wrestling only for 2 years. He's really great. He's learning so fast, and he wants to learn. He has the ambition. It's really awesome. So that's why I had I had the idea of Red Kingdom like a couple of years ago, and I just couldn't find the right person to be my partner in that team. So I just waited for the right person to show up. And then Damien showed up, and I was like, I think it would be great with me in that tag team. So we talked a bit, and we just connected, and we decided to create together our own version of the Red Kingdom. And it's working so well. People are either loving or hating us, and it's really great. We're working a lot as a team. We're um, working on tag moves. We're really like working together. We're not like two wrestlers working on their own and then working together. We're just always working together on everything. So it really helps, and we're talking every single day. So if I had like earlier today, I had a training, I texted him like, hey, my training is done, is yours done? Yes, I trained today, and blah 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 and everything. So we're partners in the ring, but we're kind of partners in life too, just like because we talk to each other every day, we're supporting each other, and it's really great. I think we have the perfect chemistry to be a tag team. So I'm really proud of everything we've done so far. We've been working on the main roster of the NSPW since November. It's been great. Where we have so much bookings everywhere across the province right now. So I couldn't ask for a better tag team partner or uh, a better recognition from the companies over here.
Now you mentioned looking for the right tag team partner. Um, was you always looking for a tag team partner that was a guy, or could it have been a female as well?
In my head, Red Kingdom was always an intergender tag team. It had to be, just because like the kingdom part of it, like we don't want to be called king and queen, but it's kind of that vibe we're trying to use. So it was, in my head, it was always it was always going to be an intergender tag team.
Was intergender wrestling something that you really wanted to do?
I've always done intergender tag wrestling. So from the beginning of my career, I had matches against men uh, almost every month. I'm really proud because uh, it was there was some companies that were trying to push like all female and everything, just female matches, no intergender. But working for FCL and SPW with Red Kingdom and everything, intergender has grown so much and it's becoming just the same as another match, like all men match or all women match, because that's what I like in English. Because in French, wrestler has two, like there's the word for a male wrestler and there's a word for a female wrestler, but in English, wrestler has no gender, and that's what I like because there's no gender in wrestling. You could be whoever you want, whatever you want. We don't mind. We're just here to wrestle and give a good show to the crowd.
Right. Now, that being said, what is a pet peeve about Damian that you just don't understand?
That's a great question. He's struggling with his rage. He kind of has rage issues that we're trying to work on. But I think we're just balancing ourselves. He's bringing out the rage in me that I may have lost in the last months/years, and I'm just like bringing. I'm teaching him to use that rage correctly in the greatest way possible. So we're just like equalizing ourselves.
Well, I mean, you are the Red Kingdom. I mean, red goes with rage.
I know, but we just like trying to tone it down a bit, but not too much. Not too much. It's important to have it.
Enough to win the match, but not enough to get disqualified.
Yeah, exactly. You get me so well.
One thing I found interesting is, at one point you was the manager of FCL. How did that kind of come about?
Well, I was injured in June of 2022. I torn my ACL in my right knee.
Ooh.
So I had to get surgery, and when I was like close to a comeback, FCL needed someone to be like the figure of the company. So I talked with the booker, and I was like the general manager of the company at that point.
Obviously you said around a 2022, roughly around 7-8 years in your career. Getting that injury, what perspective did you have on your own career, sitting on the sidelines?
It was really hard. It was probably one of the hardest moments in my life, not just in my wrestling career, in my whole life. It was hard because at that point, wrestling was like so important to me, and I was getting better opportunities each month, and so turning my ACL was like, I think it was the best and the worst thing that could happen to me. I'm gonna try to explain. The worst, well, obviously turning a ligament is really, really painful.
Right.
don't think I have to explain that. Her surgery was even worse. The work with the physiotherapist was really hard. I worked so hard on my body at that time to be able like to get everything back. So it was really hard, really, really hard mentally, both mentally and physically. Because mentally I was not in a good place. I was so sad to not be a part of every show I was supposed to be a part of, FCL and SPW. There's a song that plays at every time an NSPW show starts. There's a song that is playing that says "Welcome to NSPW" or to North Shore Pro Wrestling. And every time I heard that song during like the 7 to 8 months I was out, I would cry. I would cry. It was really hard. Wrestling is what I love the most. So, like I said, not being able to be a part of that was so hard. But on the other side, it was kind of the best thing that could happen because I had to take a step back and do a lot of introspection and look at myself. So from the how I was looking, like my weight and everything, I was at that point I was like at the highest weight I had been. So it gave me, I think it gave me the courage to just pursue what I am doing right now. So to start actually what I'm pursuing right now. So with the physio that I had to do, I just started training. When I was able to do a bit more, I would be so proud because I was like, hey, I'm working so freaking hard for this that I'm never gonna stop. So when I started back in March, my first match after my injury was in March 2023. So like a year, 2 years from today. At that point, I was like, I'm training. I'm never gonna stop training. It's really important. And I never did. I never stopped. So I'm really proud of what I accomplished from the moment I had my injury to what I am today. I changed so much in the best way possible that I don't think this would have happened if I didn't have my injury.
Okay. I mean, that's awesome. Turning, such a negative into such a positive.
Well, it's important to do that. You cannot focus just on the negative part of everything because life is hard. It's not something we're trying to hide. Life is hard, so might as well focus on everything that is positive.
What kind of new perspective did you get on your pro wrestling career being the general manager of FCL? Because obviously, that's a different, part aspect of the show.
It was great because it gave me the opportunity to really work on my mic skills because I had a love of mic work to do. So I was really grateful because I did not have the chance to work on that as much as I would would have liked. So it gave me that time like to practice promos, to do, like I said, to do mic work in front of the crowd, to be part of the, well, it's kind of a character. I was not really part of the decisions and everything, but it felt great being the one that is representing those decisions. So it was really cool. I loved being the general manager, but it was logic to kind of lose that title after because I was wrestling.
Right.
I was back to wrestling again. So I think a role of general manager um, should be like it should be a non-working, non-wrestling person that has that role.
Fair enough. Well, let's talk about another big match you were in against A1 Ray Lynn. Obviously a big name, well-respected name. I believe she's on WoW right now.
She is.
What was that experience like?
It was really cool. I had met her a couple of years before, at when I was wrestling in Pennsylvania, and it was really fun. I was not in the best shape, so it was kind of hard. It was just like maybe a month or two after I came back from my injury. So I was just getting started on my journey. But I think we were able to do a great match, even though I wish I could like wrestle her right now. That would be a whole different perspective and a whole different match.
You mentioned that she was one of your first matches back after injury, correct?
Yep.
Exactly. What did that kind of mean to you? You know, obviously coming back from injury, and they already, the promoters trusting you with a big name like that.
I was really happy. I never thought I would wrestle against someone like her, just because I was there's not a lot of women's matches in an SPW. It's mostly intergender, and because we're just used as non-gendered wrestlers, like I was saying.
Right.
So it was great. I was really grateful to have that opportunity to be able to do a women's match in an SPW on the main show. So I never thought that would happen.
Now, kind of going back to the early part of your career, you actually worked under a mask, no?
Yeah, the first 6 months of my career, I had a mask.
What was that experience like, working under a mask?
Worst decision of my life. It's so hard to breathe, to concentrate on your match, because you're always trying. I did not have like a whole head of a mask. It was like kind of half, just the face, and like my hair was out, so it was just like something that was clipping in my neck and something in my hair just to hold that on. But sorry, it was not great. I had a couple of weeks ago, I had to wear it again for a special occasion, and there, I hate wrestling with a mask on. I feel like the emotions are not like I'm not able to like get the emotion to the crowd as much as when I'm wrestling without a mask. So it was really hard. It's really not my favorite kind of wrestling, but in the beginning I thought it was like unusual, unique, so I wanted to try something else. But like I said, 6 months later, like, I turned heel. I'm like, no mask anymore. I'm done. I'm done with this. Like the superhero vibe and everything. Nah, I'm done.
Okay, so no mask going towards the future.
No, thank you.
Well, everything that we mentioned, all the fantastic things that you've done. Just last year, you were on PWI's top 250 women. You were 235. What does something like that kind of mean to you?
I never thought it would happen. And on that edition of the PWI, I was in the top 250, and I was like the main picture of another article in it too. So I had like two pages that was saying my name. It was unbelievable. I never thought I would ever be in the top 250. It was a dream come true. I'm kind of speechless because when I started back in 2014, people were asking me what was my goal in wrestling. At that point, my goal was to be on the main roster of NSPW. I did that in 2019. So after that, when people were asking me, what is your goal now? I didn't know. I wasn't able to provide an answer just because my goal was achieved. And when I saw the ranking and I saw that I was in there, I just, I bursted in tears because I never thought that would happen. If something like that was told to the 10-year-old younger me, myself from 10 years ago, if she ever heard something like that you're going to be in the top 250 someday, I would have laughed. There's nothing else I would have done because it was just unbelievable for me. And now that it's done, I'm just trying to get better every single week.
Is there a number you're looking to make in 2025?
No, I'm just trying to be there again. Honestly, the number, I don't mind about the number, the ranking and everything. Just being there with 249 other marvelous women is just, like I said, it's unbelievable. So I can't ask for something better.
Oh yeah. All right. I think it's time for that segment once again, and that is Azaelle's Bizarre Adventure. You're a pro wrestler that goes up and down the roads, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
I think that one of the worst ones were the weather. One time I was going to Pennsylvania with some girls from here, and we were wrestling for Lufisto's Rogue Women's Warriors over there, and we were in the woods, everything was great, and then bang, huge snowstorm. It was so slippery. It's always the weather. It's the same thing when we're going in Chicoutimi from here to there. There's a park. It's called the park between Quebec City and Chicoutimi, and it's a preserved park. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but it's a highway basically, but with preserved areas for animals and everything.
Yeah, I understand.
So that park is like a microclimate itself. So when it's sunny in Quebec City and sunny in Chicoutimi, it's usually like raining or snowing in the park. There's like it's never easy to cross that park. So basically, the weather is usually the worst part. But the funniest of everything is, I think it's how I meet people. So I met Damian on in a spot show in Matan back in May 2023, and we met around like some beers and a karaoke. Like I was singing in the karaoke. It was like, hell, you sing well. Hey, I'm Damien. How are you? Like we're just meeting that way. So it's really great. I love doing road trips with friends. We always have so much to talk about. But I haven't experienced like really crazy shit, like crazy stuff. It's mostly, like I said, it's mostly like weather and like meeting people in strange ways.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
Classic.
Classic. I know. There's Rolling in the Deep by Azaelle too.
Okay. Now, can you tell us about the Sisters of Wrestling documentary that you were a part of?
Sure. So it was made by Sarah Barry-Godet, who is I'm sorry, I'm looking for the word in English and I can't find it. The director. Yeah, that's the right.
That's
So
right.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
she's a director from Montreal,
Okay.
and she in the maybe the beginning of the pandemic, she met a lot of women's wrestler because she wanted to like show all that empowerment, all that sorority we had together, because she went to see a show in Montreal and there was no women on that show. So she started doing research, looking for some shows that had women. So she found a Femme Fatale show that was in Ottawa. So she went to see that show. She just fell in love with women's wrestling. So like I said, she met a lot of wrestlers during the pandemic, and then she chose Lugo Farrell, Lufisto, and myself as the main characters. And just like filming that whole documentary was just so cool. Her team was so respectful. They were asking great questions, and it was so natural for us, just like answering and living in front of them. It was never like, we never felt like we had to show something, because it was really, really, she really wanted to expose the natural part of it, like what we really do when we get home, what we really do when we're trying to prepare for a show, what we really do backstage before a show, all that kind of stuff. So it was really great. And FCL had a special feud between Lou and myself. So we were able to show how we worked behind a feud, behind like a series of matches. So it was really fun. And the whole life after Sisters of Wrestling was great too, because we went to a lot of presentation of the movie, so we could answer like the crowd's questions, and it was really cool because we I think we gave hope to a lot of women that thought they were not able to do like heavy sports or something like that. But it was it was really awesome, and I met so many incredible people. It was really, really a great experience.
What did it kind of mean to you that, somebody made like a full documentary on you? Like, how does that feel?
um, it feels. I think it was kind of the same with the PWI. It was really unbelievable because I never thought I would be at that point in my career. But working with Sarah and her team was so great. I felt like I belonged with them. So I'm really grateful. I'm really happy because I have like a huge poster of the movie that I will hang on my wall soon. I have the DVD downstairs in my living room. So
Retro.
being able like to showcase that, to show that to my friends, my family, hey, look, it's me, I'm in a movie. It's really it's something really, really special that not everyone is gonna be able to tell in their life. So I'm so grateful I, I I'm able to do that.
All right. Now, can you tell us about your love of Pokemon?
I never thought you would ask that question, and I'm really happy. um, yeah, I love Pokemon. I have a backpack of the three evolutions of. I have Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard. Um, I have a whole collection of Funko Pops too, but only the OGs. I have like all the Pokemon that are from the first 151.
Okay.
Yeah, so the first gen of the Pokemon, but like I don't have 151 pops because there's not all the 151 are not available yet. So I'm getting two new ones soon. I'm really happy. But yeah, I really love Pokemon. Like my favorite game is Pokemon Stadium. I could play that game for days, playing the mini games and everything. So yeah, I'm just a huge fan. I don't know. I could not explain why, but I love Pokemon.
How close are you to getting all 151? Like, how many do you have?
I'm really not that close. I have. I don't know the exact number. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe like 40? No, a little bit less than that. I really don't know. There's not a lot of Pokemon available in the first 100 in the first gen. There's a lot of the other gens that are available. So since I'm just focusing on the first gen, I don't have that much. Maybe I'm gonna say like 35, 40 maybe.
I mean, that's still pretty good.
I'm really not sure. I don't have any copycats. Like I don't have any doubles. But the only the only ones I have are the three first, the three wait, the three starters, because I have like the original version, like the colored one, and I have the silver one, which is the 25th anniversary version.
Okay.
But all the other ones are, I only have one of every Pokemon.
And it's kind of crazy that they haven't, considering how many pops come out and how many pops are in the world right now, that they didn't make all 151 Pokemon?
I think they're trying to like do other gens, like
Right.
mixing up with the first one, since kids these days are not as much focused on the first gen that we were in my generation. So I think that's why they're just trying to like mix a bit between the gens, but the first one is the best.
I agree. I prefer the OGs as well. Was you a fan of the anime as well?
Kinda. It's not the it's not a TV show I watched the most because when I was young, uh, I wasn't allowed to play with Pokemon because my mom thought it was too violent. So my love for Pokemon started like in high school and in college. I was I was a bit late on that.
Okay, I gotcha. Alright. Can you tell us about your tattoos and if there's any special meaning behind them?
Sure, absolutely. So I have a cat on my wrist. It's actually the first cat I had when I moved in an apartment. So when I moved out of my parents' house, and he died a couple years later because he had a disease. So I have him on my wrist and with his name that was Sam. So that's for that one. I have a whole design on my leg with a mama bear and a cub. So because my mom, I call my mom Mama Bear, and I'm like baby bear. So because the mama bear is the most protective of all the animal moms. So that's why my mom has the same tattoo as I do on her leg too. And on my shoulder I have two roses. I have one that is blue and one that is red. So the red one is me, the blue one is my brother, and I have a like of a branch with I don't remember the word, but with spikes on it.
The Dorns.
Yeah, exactly. So that represent like the relationship that we had because we have so much a big age difference. I'm 32, my brother is 21. So it wasn't always easy. So that branch is representing our relationship, but at the end we're two beautiful roses.
Is there any plans for new ink in the future?
Absolutely. I want to get a tattoo with my best friend. We're looking something with sun and moon. I'm really of a sun person. She's more of a moon person. So we're trying to figure a design with that. And I want to get I'm really a Dachshund lover. My dog is a Dachshund, so a wiener dog, and I had two. I lost one in October of 2023, and I have his paw print, so I want to get his paw print next to Sam on my wrist.
That's actually really sweet. I'm a Dachshund lover as well. I'm on my second as well.
It's still my first one that is with me. The second one, so Teddy is I don't know where he is. He is in their house, but he's my first one. I adopted Alfred when he was 9, so he was
Okay.
kind of already a senior dog. But I really wanted to give him the best end of life possible, and he ended up being with me for 5 years. So, but then he was really younger, like he's 7 right now. So that's why he's still with me, and Alfred left us.
Yes. Dachshunds are definitely a unique breed of dog that captures your heart.
Yeah, unique is the right word. Like he's so I love him. He's like my child. It's ridiculous, but he's so like me. Like we're there are sometimes we're talking to each other. We're like fighting and everything. So yeah, he has a great character. He's just I don't know. They like you say they capture your heart. That's the best way to say it.
So, definitely new tattoos in the works. Any thoughts on getting a Pokemon tattoo?
I really love that, but it's not my main focus right now. I really um the my other two ideas are more um they have more of an important meaning behind them. So I'm trying to focus on those ones, and maybe after that I'll get like a Charizard tattoo because he's my favorite.
Okay. I think that takes us to the colossal question. Let's say they're making. Oop. It's time for the colossal question. Let's say they're making a movie about you. Not a documentary, feature. An actual, cinema movie.
Mm-hmm.
Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first 3 songs on your movie soundtrack?
Wow, that's a great question. Um, Let me see. I'm gonna check on my Spotify because that's hard.
Pull up that good Spotify.
Yeah. Um, so I guess it's one that is representing like the early years and everything, or just whatever 3 songs.
Anything you want.
Okay.
It's your movie, so if you want whatever you want it to be, it's yours. We have
Okay, great.
unlimited copyrights.
Nice. Well, the first one would be Mars Needs Women by Rob Zombie, obviously, because it's my entrance song. So there's absolutely no way that song is not playing in that movie.
Okay.
So Mars Needs Women by Rob Zombie. Um, the second one would be uh, Breath by Breaking Benjamin. I really love that band, and that song like talks so much to me. So I guess that would be the second song. And the third song, I guess that would be like Rolling in the Deep or Don't Stop Believing, like my karaoke songs. It's just that was like a such important part of my life. When I was in college, I was at the karaoke bar every week, maybe sometimes 2 times a week. So yeah, that would be my 3 songs.
4 songs technically.
Oh well, you have to choose between Rolling in the Deep and Don't Stop Believing. Either one of them, I don't mind. But if I have to get 3 songs,
No,
I think Don't Stop Believing would be more significant.
We could have 4 songs. I
Great.
just limited to 3. But
Just for me.
yes, we could do 4. It's fine. And a solid 4 picks to say the least. Now that we have the soundtrack down, everybody knows you get the soundtrack first, then you write the script, and then you go to casting. Who plays you? And you can't say yourself because you are obligated to make a Stan Lee-esque cameo.
I don't know. My God, it's like the hardest question I've ever had to answer. Oh my God, who's playing me? Well, it has to be someone who can, like, who has physical abilities because they're gonna have to wrestle in that movie. So, I really don't know. I'm not a huge movie fan, so I'm not watching a lot of movies. So I'm not really familiar with who's popular right now as actors and everything. But it has to be someone that, like I said, has physical abilities. So maybe someone who's wrestling at the moment. I don't know. I really don't know because the only person that really has some kind of resemblance to me is Kelly Clarkson. And I don't think Kelly Clarkson is gonna wrestle in a movie. So I really don't know.
Hey,
I'm really sorry. I cannot pinpoint someone.
like I said, we have unlimited budget. If the price is high enough, Kelly Clarkson will get in the ring.
Yay! Oh wow, that's funny.
Now that we have you casted, every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be 3 people significant to you in your story that would be in your movie? And if you can, who would play them?
Obviously Damian would be there. Um, I think Drew McIntyre would be a great choice. He's too tall, but they kind of look alike a bit. There's kind of a resemblance. It's my God, I'm just like saying funny stuff, but my mom would be there.
Okay.
Well, both my parents and my brother. Who would play them? I really don't know.
We could
Like
leave it
I
up
said,
to... Oh, continue.
no, I mean, like I said, I'm so not like familiar with actors and everything that it's kind of hard for me to give you like answers. But
That's
yeah,
fine.
the important persons that would be there would be Damien, my family, and some like my best friend, and my wrestling mom would be there too. So
We could leave it up to casting, for sure. I mean,
it's really the hardest part for me. I'm so sorry.
no worries. I mean, we already have Kelly Clarkson and Drew McIntyre, so we could fill.
We have the 2 main characters.
Right. And it's sounding like a great movie, a blockbuster to say the least. And you
Yeah,
can pre-order the
absolutely.
tickets now.
Oh wow.
Now onto a controversial subject: pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
Damn yes. That's so tasteful. Pineapple is one of my favorite fruits. That's a big yes.
Okay, so we are very pro pineapple on pizza.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What's your spirit Pokemon?
Charizard.
Oh yeah.
No, you mean the type, the spirit type?
Yes. I mean, who you identify the most as?
Oh, Charizard.
Weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview, hopefully. Would you ever consider wrestling a rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual physical rock.
Why not? Some people have wrestled the Invisible Man. I could wrestle a rock.
Well, just for context, there is a wrestler named Psycho Mike that indeed wrestled a rock for over 15 minutes in a Tungsten Man match. That's an Iron Man match that lasts for 2 weeks.
Oh, I love him. He's so great.
Yes. I believe he wrestled the Invisible Man as well, so,
I think so.
he's wrestled every inanimate object. except
Pretty
an
much.
actual pro wrestler. Alright. On a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
My goal right now is just to be I want to give back to wrestling what wrestling has given me for all these years. So I'm already working with Generation Next, which is a school promotion. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'm already working with them. So I just want to continue that work because it's really important to me. I have what I call wrestling babies. Damian is one of them. I have 2 other wrestling babies that I'm really working with them. I'm kind of working like a drag family, but with wrestling. So I have a wrestling mom and I have wrestling babies. So, like a mentor, something like that. So I want to just continue to have that role in that promotion, to be able to help the future wrestlers to discover who they are as wrestlers, to push their limits in the ring and everything. So I hope I hope to be a coach or to have my own promotion. That would be the ultimate goal. I don't know if it's going to be in 5 years, but that would be really great.
Okay. And let's say people want to check out your pro wrestling matches. What is a match of yours that you would recommend that best shows off what you are all about as a pro wrestler?
There's a couple of ones, but the last match we did for NSPW as Red Kingdom was really great. We were against Mitch Thompson and Degenerate. It was a great match. We were able to show a lot of moves, a lot of that chemistry I was talking to you about with Red Kingdom. So yeah, I think that match would be like one of the best matches you could watch. There's another one at the Diamant on which is on IWTV, that is against Diamond Dynasty. So it's Red Kingdom again, but against Michael Style and Zach Patterson. So that's a great match too. It was our first match against them, and it was really great. So I think those 2 matches would be like the best matches you could watch.
The first match you mentioned, can we find that on YouTube?
IWTV too.
Okay, so but all IWTV. Okay.
Pretty much. NSPW is mainly on IWTV. There's some matches you could watch on YouTube because the pre-shows are live on YouTube and they stay there. So, but that's the 2 best matches. But we have like so many other great matches that you could watch. You could find, like I said, on YouTube, on IWTV. There's one in Chicoutimi we did it back in January that is so great. Um, but I think it can only be found on their specific platform. So I don't know. It's like the AW, yeah, the AWE. So that's just, they have their own platform. They're not like on IWTV on YouTube or something like that.
Okay. And if you're not already subscribed to IWTV, definitely fire up a subscription and check out those matches that she recommended for sure.
And you can add the code NSPW when you sign in.
Perfect. For anybody that hasn't seen those matches, wants to see those matches, wants to re-see them after this interview. And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom. This is our speed round, or bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time?
Kevin Owens.
Worst wrestler?
Carmella.
I will accept that answer. Your main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
Becky Lynch.
If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
Rhea Ripley.
Which one?
The motion in what? I don't know.
Motionless
I don't.
in white.
Yeah, exactly. That one.
Correct. Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is...
Dead.
We would have also accepted taste great on toast. Squash. Vegetable or fruit?
Vegetable.
It is indeed a fruit. It has seeds. Tomato logic.
Oh, well, you're right.
New Japan wrestler Tai Chi. His ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
Oh, you're not asking the good question to the good person. My gears are like half butt cheek. But I saw Stephanie Vaquer winning both of the titles, and oh god, that was a whole lot of butt cheeks.
So, around 50%?
Yeah, I guess so. 50%.
Okay. And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
No, never.
And that's the correct
Wow.
answer. And that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
Thanks to you, it was really cool.
Could you once again tell us where we can find you on social media? Yes, find you on social media.
Absolutely. You can find me on Facebook as Azaelle and Red Kingdom. You can find us on Instagram as red.woman.azaelle and red.kingdom.wrestling. And you can find me on TikTok it's at redwomanazaelle in one word.
Alright, And you don't even have to type it into your Google machines. All of the links to all her social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox. Simply click the link. A new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Give her a damn follow. And if you're at a show, buy a damn shirt. Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, but on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, Thread, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Alright, when I say wrestling with, you say entertainment, okay?
Great.
For our special guest, Azaelle, Kaliko Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with
Entertainment!
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.